You're listening to DraftKings Network.
This episode is brought to you by Honda. When you test drive the all-new Prologue EV, there's a lot that can impress you about it. There's the class-leading passenger space, the clean, thoughtful design, and the intuitive technology. But out of everything, what you'll really love most is that it's a Honda. Visit honda.com/EV to see offers.
Now's a good time to remember where the story of tequila started. In 1795, the first tequila distillery was opened by the Cuervo family. And 229 years later, Cuervo is still going strong. Family owned from the start, same family, same land. Now's a good time to enjoy Cuervo, the tequila that invented tequila. Go to Cuervo.com to shop tequila or visit a store near you. Cuervo, now's a good time. Trademarks owned by Becle, SAB the CV. Copyright 2024. Proximo. Jersey City, New Jersey. Please drink responsibly.
Oh, Tannehill, your future makes us swoon. You throw when summer days are bright. You throw when winter snow is white. Oh, Tannehill, sidestep tip passes and we'll love you. Oh, Tannehill, you give us so much pleasure. You're not Cleo Lemon on the run. You're not lame Joey Harrington. Oh, Tannehill, please bring us NFL treasure. Oh, Tannehill, you fill our hearts with music. Okay, you aren't RG3. Okay, you aren't Andrew Luck. Well, we don't give a darn. We love you, oh, Tannehill.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Today's episode is sponsored by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Happy Greg Cote Tuesday.
Yeah.
We started the Shadow Show with a throwback to an ode to Ryan Tannehill from how many years ago was that, Greg?
Boy, that's a while ago. I referenced Joey Harrington and Cleo Lemon, so we gotta research that. That's
it was the year he was drafted. It was like the season leading up to his rookie year.
Yes. Okay. So when was that? 09 or something?
You said he wasn't as good as RG3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know that too dates the song.
You had a big smile on your face listening to that song.
I had completely forgotten that was a song that I sang.
2012 was when that song was created. I got to admit, Stugotz, I wonder if you had the same reaction as I did. Joey Harrington, names that make me smile. I don't know. I heard Joey Harrington. I remember it took me back to another time.
I think there's a sneaky game. I know 90s baseball players make us smile, but I've been reading this Aaron Rodgers book, and there are so many great names that get me to smile. O.J. Atogwe.
That'll make me smile.
Arrington.
Yes.
Tully Banta-Kane.
Right. I would say Cleo Lemon is actually the name that makes me smile in that song.
It does.
Yes.
It's just the perfectly ghastly name for a professional athlete to have.
Devin Aromashadu.
I want to play this game. I want to play this game for this entire day. Now, we've got a big show for you guys today. We're going to play that Raheem Mostert interview.
Yes.
A little bit later.
Are you asking?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm just confirming.
Right.
We also got a continuation of the Sueys. Yesterday was a strong day.
Yep.
Strong day. Dismissals and best fakes. Stugotz, they undersold you on the dismissals. Everyone's
I
like,
know.
Billy's coming this year, and Billy had some great dismissals.
Yeah.
But then it was backloaded with Stugotz again and again and again. It felt like Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's that category is just always such a Stugotz category that
Right.
you like to mention the people that are coming for the title. Like I agree with you. There's no one comes for the Stugotz title.
I'm not there.
No, but I love that you have a flurry of Stugotz takes at the very end of that. I think that's what it means talking about. It made me feel good. You lowered the bar. Like people around here think perhaps I had a bad year. Go listen to Best Dismissals, okay? I had a year.
And Stugotz,
did I have a year? I dismissed at the highest of levels.
Around Suey Week, the hardest thing for me is when someone just walks by me and they mutter something that I forgot to put in the Sueys. And Stugotz hit me with that yesterday. He was like, "Oh, dismissal, good category. You forgot Joe Mauer."
He did.
I was like, "Oh my god!"
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Information that would have been helpful yesterday.
No one asked.
What we should do on Mystery Crate this week is behind the scenes of how the Sueys are created. Because even let's just assume that Joe Mauer had been in there. The lining up of what comes where, that tells a story too. That creates because it felt like a prize fight. And here comes Billy. Oh, what a big right overhand. Oh my God, and Stugotz's little days. And we come back and now it's the 11th round and all of a sudden.
Shohei.
I am rattled, Amin, because I walked in today, and every Tuesday I could bank on a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
A smiling Greg Cote and a hug from Greg Cote.
Okay.
And today I walked in, and for the first time that I can remember, Greg Cote was in a bad mood.
A bad mood.
A sour mood, and I thought he was mad at me. He didn't get up. He barely said hello. There was no hug. There was no embracing. And so I don't know if you experienced the same Greg Cote as I did, but I am wondering what is going on this morning with Greg Cote.
I walked in the studio, and I know I'm sitting in Dan's seat, so I got to do the Dan leaky faucet thing. I saw Greg and Chris hissing at each other. At each other. And I just said, this must be some, family circumstances. Let me give them their privacy and walk out. I came back in, sat down, and I found Greg voice dictating to his phone about needing an extension for the trade deadline, and I really need a yes from you. I don't know.
Oh, you heard him campaigning to my brother because he just voted yes in the group chat. So you texted Michael looking for that yes.
Unabashedly, I did. There was no strong arming. I just said, if you agree that we should extend the trade deadline, please go in the group chat and vote yes now, because the commissioner put a arbitrary noon deadline today on voting yes, even though I'm working and I barely have time to campaign.
Now you're making this more confusing. Let me try to make this as simple as possible. We have a keeper league, and there's a trade window before the keeper league in case you have a plethora of keepers, and you're like, I can only keep 4, but I have 6. I can get some value now, trade away. And a couple weeks ago, I sent out an email saying this trade window is open from till August 23rd. 2 weeks, so it's like from the 9th to the 23rd. I gave the dates of when and then what else can I do there? I sent the email.
You can send out a reminder the day before.
Oh, like Roger Goodell on the I'm sure that Adam Silver calls every team
and
on the day of, and it's like, hey guys, this is your last day to make a move.
Yeah, because a family and friends fantasy league is akin to the NFL.
If there's no rules, what are we? What are we without rules?
Was that your limited fake Adam Silver, by the way?
But I'm just saying. So now my dad is pressuring through this group text, every one of my friends and people in our family of just threatening to quit the league.
No, I'm not threatening to quit.
I screwed up. I now am going to lose keepers because I just didn't do the trades when I was supposed to. So now I'm going to pressure everybody to vote to extend this trade deadline.
No pressure.
So, Chris, you should know he's got a sheet of paper. It's like a grid.
Right. He's crossing off names.
And it's like House of Cards.
That's show prep right there.
How many yeses do I need to get?
One no vote. See all the pressure? Everyone's voting yes for him because people, even though it benefits other people in the league, like, oh, wow.
Then why are people voting yes?
Because you're Greg Cote and everyone doesn't want to upset you.
Maybe you're wrong, Chris.
Right.
I disagree. First of all, I haven't voted. I'm the commissioner. I'm trying to stay out of this.
How are you going to vote?
That's a fine, by the way.
I'm hoping that they get enough votes without me having to vote. Because
which way would you hope it goes? If it's a tie, which way are we going?
If it comes down to your vote.
I think it's a no because it's unfair for the league. There's a window. Like, it's just because he screwed up now, it's just, hey, let's extend this.
But you agree if I get the majority vote, which is 7, that, okay, you're not going to bitch and moan.
Right. No, wow. I let the league. I want the league to speak, but it's like I think you're pressure. Like I don't think a lot of these people voting yes actually want it. I think they're just like giving into you because
because it's fair.
It's not fair.
I mean, no one wants Greg out of the league. He's the star of the league. I mean,
but I see what Chris is saying. Chris is saying that he's leveraging his celebrity by saying if we don't change this rule, I walk, and no one wants to see Greg walk either.
Greg never said that.
If another team was pulling this, you would be the first person like, this is bullshit. If you had major deals in the window and some other team was doing this, you would be the loudest voice.
It could be
being anti this. That's the part that is annoying.
Hey, man. Hey, we vote in our best interests. That's what makes democracy beautiful.
Yes, and we are a democracy, at least for now.
But at least
Juju Gotti's actually in the league and hasn't voted yet.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Juju, if you're listening, because there's an arbitrary noon deadline on the vote,
you're not going to
go into the Keeper League group chat and vote yes, Juju.
We're not going to
I
use
will
this
also
show.
say, my understanding is Chris is sending you away to run errands during this window, so he's not even giving you full time to make said adjustments.
No, not at all. So I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question to Greg, because he, every Tuesday he comes in with a list of topics that he's hot on, he wants to talk on, and the number one bullet on the list is Dolphins fans rank 6th of 124 on the misery index. I Googled this. I looked around. I was trying to figure out, did Sports Illustrated do this? Well, I guess they don't do stuff anymore. All they do is aggregate. I said, did ESPN do this? Where is this misery index?
It's my creation. I invented it.
Wait, what?
Yeah. No, I devised a fan index, a fan misery index.
Right. FMI. Right.
Yeah, right. And by my reckoning, I researched all 124 teams in the NFL, NBA, NHL, and MLB.
That's 4.
I thought about including MLS and WNBA and everything, but they hadn't stood the test of time. They'd only been around 20, 25 years. So I went with the traditional Big Four teams, researched all 124 teams, and by my metric, the Dolphin fans ranked number 6 on the misery index.
So before we get into the details of the misery index and the methodology behind it, who are the 5 teams ahead of the Dolphins who are more
Good
miserable?
question. Yeah.
You know what? I can tell you that, but I would have to look up the
You
column
do that.
I wrote.
You do
While
that.
he does it, that ding you just heard was Juju voting yes. So now it looks like my dad has 7 votes, and this stupid trade deadline is going to get extended.
Democracy.
It is democracy, Billy. Thank you.
This is actual democracy. This is just shadiness going on in the background.
I didn't pressure anybody.
Worked out his way.
I think I just happened to. I mean, I'm
don't
grinning
like
like a Cheshire cat here.
So you created this misery index, and you have to look it up. You don't know the 5 teams.
I don't know offhand. I mean,
a lot of teams. That's 5.
I mean, you owe $50, just so you know. Yeah.
All right, here it is right here. Okay.
I love the obliviousness. That's my favorite part.
I can actually give you a top 10 if you want.
Oh, let me.
Okay.
Okay.
Or a bottom 10, I should call it.
Do you want to explain your misery index?
No,
I mean,
no.
I know you explained how you went about it, but is it the most miserable fan base? Like, what is it?
It's the fans who have the right, in my opinion, by my
That's
metric,
6.
to be the most frustrated.
Okay.
Okay, and
Got
we
it.
have. I can tell you the 3 categories.
So the fan bases that have the right to be the most frustrated with their teams.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Good.
Okay.
Right.
Now, do you want me to do it from 10 to 1 or 1 to 10?
10 to 1. Let's get the fanfare ready, Chris, please. Here we go.
Okay,
Number 10.
It's actually a tie for 9th.
Wow. Okay. All
Okay,
right.
the tie for 9th
This is big.
is the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Jeez, you got the Dolphins fans is more miserable than Pirates fans at 7.
And the Washington Wizards.
Interesting.
Number 8, Milwaukee Brewers. Number 7, Minnesota Vikings. Number 6, Miami Dolphins. Number 5, Toronto Maple Leafs. Number 4, Atlanta Hawks. Number 3, Cleveland Browns.
You got to have fans to be miserable.
Number 2, New York Jets.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And number 1, despite their playoff win last year, the Detroit Lions.
Wow. That's 7.
So they're currently worse than the Jets. I don't know.
Oh, that's 8. My fault.
They're more miserable right now than Jets fans. It's interesting.
The Lions fans?
Lions fans, yeah.
I can now the methodology.
Yes.
Right. Very important.
The most points wins or loses depending on your point of view.
So there are multiple categories you can score points in.
Right. There are 3 categories.
Okay, that's
The
9.
Miami Dolphins accrued 112 points to rank 6th.
Okay.
The 3 categories are most consecutive seasons since the last playoff victory.
All right.
Most consecutive seasons since the last league championship.
Okay.
and most consecutive seasons since the last championship game appearance.
Okay. So the Lions won a playoff game last year.
Yes.
Right.
But they haven't won a champchampionship or been in a championship game in 66 years. So that's times 2, so that's 132, which was the losing total.
I like it.
Got it.
I like it.
That's an interesting methodology there. Are you counting St. Louis for the Atlanta Hawks championship?
That's a very astute question by you. It's a fan index, so I make
He knows his index.
Yeah, I make it clear in the column that I'm going only by where the team is located now. In other words, Las Vegas Raiders fans don't have to inherit the misery of what the team did in Oakland 40 years ago.
Got it. And by this metric, Dolphins fans are the 6th most miserable among all professional sports.
Yeah, because and I don't know exactly, but roughly the Super Bowl victory drought has been 50-some years. The Super Bowl appearance drought has been going on 40 years. The playoff victory drought is an NFL-long 23 years. So those 3 categories together accrued 112 misery points.
I think that's a fair number for the Dolphins because you have to factor in how passionate the fan base is about the actual team. I don't know if Atlanta cares that the Hawks haven't been good, but I know Dolphin fans are upset the Dolphins haven't been good in a long time. I know Leafs fans are upset that Toronto hasn't been good in a long time.
Right.
Some of these fan bases, I'm not certain they even care enough, you know?
Yeah, that's 10, by the way.
What was the vote?
How much you...
Dad, can you silence your phone so we stop hearing dings?
I'm not hearing dings.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear the last 7 dings?
No.
10. The last 10. I've been counting.
All right, I just
got
turned
hash
off my
marks
phone.
here, ladies and gentlemen.
Powered off. Sorry.
You only what's that? $1,000? What's that?
Put it on my tab.
10 times 10, $1,000.
So where is Greg
I'll
on?
sell you the money.
Where is Greg on the Tannehill thing?
Oh, you know what? They got rid of Mike White, which I thought was an upgrade. Skylar Thompson.
You thought that was an upgrade just getting rid of Mike White?
Well, they're going to.
So having no one.
They're going to keep.
It's better than Mike White.
Having no Mike White is better than having Mike White.
I agree with that.
I assume they're going to keep him on the practice squad.
Shut up, Stugotz. You loved Mike White.
I did not. I never loved Mike White.
Yes,
you guys
you
made,
did.
No, you
if
guys,
Mike White started the entire year, we'd be in the playoffs right now.
Dolphin fans made such a big deal about getting Mike White from the Jets, and I'm like, guys, are you kidding me? He's not that good.
Shut up. Don't make me go back in the logger and find those Mike White shows after those prolific passing efforts. Get
Perhaps
outta
there was
here.
that one show.
They let him go.
Game.
They let him go because he was making a lot more than Skylar Thompson, and they're basically the same guy.
Right.
But this has opened the door for a lot of people wondering. And congratulations, Dolphins fans. You've come out of it. After decades upon decades of talking about what the answer is at QB1, we've now shifted the focus to the conversation being QB2. Right. And I'm not being sarcastic. This is a big step.
Yes.
This is like the most interesting thing surrounding the team at this point in terms of like, what's going to happen here. So I think it'd be really cool for Tannehill, who had a nice career. I think proved himself worthy of that draft pick. Was he the franchise quarterback that Tua turned into? No. But he had a really nice, wonderful career. He's still out there, still available. It'd be a nice way to complete the circle for him.
I feel like this is what the misery index is all about, right? It's the shifting of the conversation from once upon a time, Ryan Tannehill, is he our franchise quarterback, to Ryan Tannehill, should we consider him for our backup job?
Right.
I feel like that should bump you guys lower on the misery index. You guys are getting happier, right?
Yeah, I mean, Tua still has his haters, believe me. There's plenty of Dolphin fans who didn't think he deserved the money he got, or that he's all that, or that he might not get injured again. There's Tua haters out there, but I agree with Mike. I think he's a franchise quarterback. As for the backup, as much as I think Tannehill is a valuable veteran who you wouldn't hesitate to put in, I think you keep Skylar Thompson. I think he won the backup.
I think Tannehill is such a big upgrade there. Like, backup quarterback has become increasingly important in the NFL. Joe Flacco last year. Yeah. Joe Flacco possibly this year with the Colts.
Right.
I think having Tannehill, Tua, there's no insecurity with Tua. It's his job. They just paid him over $200 million.
There is,
but it's good to have Tannehill backing him up in the event Tua does get hurt.
Exactly. There's the insecurity. The insecurity is his health. The insecurity is that he's a guy who's demonstrated an inability to stay on the field. And so rather than have a guy in Skylar Thompson where you're like, okay, this is a roster spot checked off, you got some comfort, and Tannehill is a bona fide starter in this league. You will not miss a beat if he has to step into that role, no?
Yeah. I think if the league thought as much about Tannehill as you all do, he certainly would have been signed by now.
I think he's sitting around.
Yeah, I think he's got options.
Yeah.
Yes,
and he's weighing them.
Agreed.
I think
Yes.
in terms of a backup role, like that's top tier in the NFL. I do think that the team would certainly be better, and I'd feel better if I were a Dolphin fan if my QB2 was Ryan Tannehill on a team. And last year was a bit of an outlier in that Tua stayed completely healthy, answered some of those questions, but it's not like those questions don't still remain. You want to be able to plug in a guy that you can potentially win a playoff game with, and Ryan Tannehill has shown that. He's gone to an AFC Championship game.
That's the important thing about a backup. It's not, they will lose a step if they go from Tua to Ryan Tannehill. Tua is better than Ryan Tannehill.
You're going to lose a step, Stu, but
No.
I think,
Can he win you a game or two?
Yeah.
Can the backup quarterback win you a game or two?
And if you're Tannehill, you can't predict injuries, so why would you commit to a team? Why wouldn't you just sit back like Joe Flacco did last year and just be like, who needs me?
Well, there's a couple reasons. One, you want to keep getting paid. Number two, you want to be familiar with the playbook. Well,
got like $80 million from the Dolphins.
So you can still get a little bit more. But also you want to be familiar with the playbook. You want to be comfortable when you walk in. You're not learning things on the fly.
You want to play, though.
And by the way, there's no starting jobs out there.
That's why you wait.
Well, I don't know. I'll tell you who also benefits from this: Skylar Thompson. Because I submit to you, there's no better job in the NFL than QB3. Dude, all you do is you wear a visor, you hold, you talk, you whisper.
You're 2 hits away. Yeah.
Dude, all you gotta do is whisper in some guy's ears. Everyone's like, "Yo, he's really smart. He's really contributing on the sideline." Dude, I don't do anything. I wear a red jersey in practice. I go against the number 3s. I'm fine.
I was thinking yesterday, I think it was Jared Stidham, that I saw a clip of him just being like, "I know I'm a starting quarterback in this league," and I wonder. All these crappy quarterbacks that we look at, in their minds, they think, like, I just need my shot. Like Jacoby Brissett, do you think he's just like,
oh, absolutely,
I'm good being a backup?
No.
Or he's looking in the mirror every day like, give me my opportunity. I'll still be a 5-time Pro Bowler.
He's tasted the blood. He started. He was out there playing, making.
There has to be some quarterback out there that just gets it. I'm not that good. I don't want my guy to get injured ahead of me. I just want to be the backup.
It was Carson Palmer's brother. Remember him? That dude.
Jordan Palmer.
The other Palmer.
Who invented Run P, that app where you can check to see if you could leave the movie theater to go to the bathroom.
The other hallmark of someone who doesn't want to be a starting quarterback. Coming up with app ideas, right? Like that's
like predated. It predated apps. This was a website that you would open up in your browser, like, oh, I'm watching Alien Romulus right now. What's a good time for me to go pee and not miss any plot points?
There just has to be a quarterback out there that's just like, I'm no good. I can't believe I'm even a backup. I hope my guy stays healthy because I don't want to get exposed.
Well, I think there's plenty who believe that. I don't think there's many who would admit that.
I don't know. I think in order to be a professional athlete, there is some sort of hubris you have to have baked in. You have to believe. Because think about the odds. How many football players are in the country, in the world, and how many spots there are in the NFL. And then when you talk about quarterback positions, there's only, 32 teams, 3 spots per team. Some teams aren't even carrying a QB3 anymore, right? That's the new thing now. They just carry 2. So when you think about that, you're talking about less than 96 spots in the world to do this. You have to have some sort of delusion about you. Having said that, once you're here, I think there are a lot of guys like...
Not a bad gig.
Yeah, you guys got it. Go ahead, Tua. Tua and... Ryan, come in here.
Well, if you're Chad Henne backing up Patrick Mahomes, you have no illusion. But if it's a close race...
Well, hold on. Does Carson Wentz have an illusion? Because he's the backup now in Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, he more so than an old Chad Henne.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Carson Wentz is a good example of a guy like Ryan Tannehill who thinks, I've proven myself in this league. Somebody got to give me another chance. I can still start. Mm-hmm. You know.
You got Carson Wentz walking into the quarterback room and looking at Mahomes like, you're on thin ice, buddy. You make that mistake, I'm ready. And by the way, does Patrick Mahomes think in the back of his head, wait, this is exactly what happened to Alex Smith. He was the number one guy, and national radio hosts were singing his praises. And then I came in, and kind of like Andy Reid is a little bit of like infidelity, right? You cheat. If you get with a cheater, guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to get cheated on at some point.
I think Mahomes has total job security.
I don't know.
I think he's pretty good for now.
855 NBA Jump. Let us know if you think Carson Wentz has a chance of stealing the job from Patrick Mahomes.
He's confused why he's not fielding quarterback controversy questions. How's practice, Carson? Good. I'm just putting my best tape out there.
Yeah, he loves the
It's
gig.
a coach's call.
He loves it.
My job is to let Andy Reid know if you've got 2 quarterbacks, that means you've got what, Stugotz?
It means you only. It means you don't have one. I mean,
there you go.
Well said. Nailed it.
By the way, Ryan Tannehill has made nearly $200 million. Like he's fine on the money front.
I'm telling you right now, every single person, whenever they say he's fine on the money front, he doesn't need more money. Everybody needs more money. Everybody needs more money. There's nobody out there. The billionaires are fighting.
Right.
Everybody wants more money.
Yeah.
But he wants to be able to play. So the most important thing to him is I want options. Like you're just saying, like he better sign somewhere quick because he just needs to pay the light bill. Like he has the luxury to be like, I'm gonna wait till someone gets hurt.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the idea that A, this is a pretty good bet that this guy's gonna get hurt. But B, you want to be as comfortable as possible. The best version of Ryan Tannehill knows the playbook, isn't learning it like on the fly on the flight over from wherever he lives.
But he clearly disagrees with you because he's waiting.
Well,
like if he was like, man, I got to get to know this playbook, he would have signed somewhere.
What are the other jobs?
I think he's just waiting for someone to get hurt.
That's all he's doing.
Like if Jordan Love goes down, boom, I'll be a Packer.
They got Malik Willis.
You don't know that there's a market for Ryan Tannehill.
I think that in terms of backups, like who's better out there? Who's better out there?
He would have signed by now if he had teams coming after him.
Are you saying Tannehill has too much pride where he will not allow himself to be a backup? He has to wait for someone to get hurt?
I think
he's Ryan bleeping Tannehill.
I think he looks at himself as I'm the best backup out here right now. As soon as anybody gets hurt, people are going to come calling to me.
Well, he's not a backup then.
Everybody's got a backup quarterback. Why do they need to call somebody who's a free agent who hasn't been signed in a whole offseason?
I feel like what I'm saying is not crazy.
They'll call Brady first.
The best backup waits.
Stugotz here for my friends over at Simply Safe. If you're like me, you're constantly thinking about the safety of the people and things you value most. After a friend told me about a break-in in his home in which many of his most valuable possessions were stolen, I knew I needed to secure my home with the best. I've trusted Simply Safe to protect my home for 6 years now, and the level of security and customer care has been incredible. I sleep better every night knowing Simply Safe's 24/7 monitoring agents are standing by to protect me and my home. They'll also send emergency help when I need it most. I want you to have the same peace of mind that I and so many listeners experience every day, which is why I partnered with Simply Safe to offer listeners 20% off a system. Just visit simplysafe.com/DLB. What I love most is that Simply Safe just keeps getting better. Protect your home this summer with 20% off any new Simply Safe system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Just visit simplysafe.com/DLB. That's simplysafe.com/DLB. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Oh, we had the appetizer last week, but now it's time to feast. College football is back. Don't miss any of the action. Jump in with DraftKings Sportsbook. It's a full slate of games for week 1, including the big matchup in Atlanta between the preseason number 1 and number 16. All you newbies getting into the college football spirit, here's something extra special. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings all college football season long. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code DAN. That's code DAN for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
Don Le Batard. Is there back in my day?
There is, actually.
What?
Were you not going to tell anyone?
What?
Wait a minute.
You guys, it's a Tuesday.
Stugotz. Here's your guy, Greg Cote, with Back in My Day.
Okay, here it is. Sorry. Adultery.
We are back.
Waiting for this one.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Gal.
Yo.
I just saw something very exciting.
What happened?
Just scrolled by on Twitter. The Miami Heat today at noon in Pembroke Pines are looking for the hippest, coolest, young at heart, senior citizen dancers to be part of the Heat Golden Oldies.
Wow.
You know that's Charlotte
Where's
Wilder's.
Poppy at? What's the age thing? Can we get Dan in there?
That's Charlotte Wilder's favorite. That's like she
it's the
goes to
best.
Heat games and she goes nuts.
They're always
anytime.
wearing something. They start
Every
dancing
time.
midway through.
Right. So Poppy's not here. Dan is up in New York. He is covering Jets and Giants training camp for us.
Hold on, let me read. There's requirements here. Must sign a waiver. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Oh, must be 60 years of age.
Discrimination.
I'm out.
Dan's mother was going to try out.
Dan's mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
How old are you?
I'm older than 60.
Ooh. Wow.
Don't go there.
What do you
No,
mean?
don't even go there.
It's today,
You
though.
got your dancing shoes on?
I have
Haven't
my
we been talking
my
about a big
deck shoes.
a big birthday coming up?
Wait a second. Wait a
Afraid to show
second.
those cards?
Wait a second. Yeah.
You could use a tryout as like prep. I'm getting my dancing shoes ready for my big 70th party.
I don't dance.
But you're going to have to at this party.
That's
Wow.
just a technicality.
No, that's shocking to me. I imagine Greg Cote to be a great dancer.
Really?
Yes.
That's
Really?
odd.
I don't know why.
I hide
Yeah.
on a dance floor.
Didn't you
Really?
dance
Wow.
in Vegas when they came out with the band and stuff? You did a little jig, didn't you?
I may have. I mean, I have my hokey dance moves, but they're not really.
Oh, with the hand like as a tail
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Yeah.
Wait, can you paint that picture for us, hiding on the dance floor? Like, how do you do that?
Okay, the only
How do you
time
do
I
that?
dance is after several drinks at a wedding reception.
Okay,
Done.
right.
If the dance floor is really crowded with 30 or 40 people,
Yeah.
I will go up there with my wife during what I know to be a short song. We will meander toward the middle of the dance floor so that if you're sitting at a table judging people dancing, you can't see me.
Right.
I'm 5'9".
Love it.
I'm in the middle of a throng of people. I'm doing my little dance. Can't wait for the song to end. It's a 2.5-minute song, so I'm good. And then we sit down again.
I was always under the impression that you
Check.
don't want to be in the middle of the floor because the middle of the floor is kind of like, hey, this is where the best dancers are. If you're on the edges, people don't really pay attention. And also, there's a table right next to you. You can sit down if you feel like it's not going as well.
Yeah, but you're on the edges and people could judge you, and that's
Yeah.
what he's trying to
No,
prevent.
what do you guys?
Right.
I'm with Amin here. Like you get judged when you go into the middle.
middle.
Like the circle surrounding, you don't get judged there. That's where you
Yeah.
can just do the Will Smith, like side to side, like this is home right
That's
here.
all that's what I do. That's my idea of dancing.
I think we need to do this.
Do what?
Registration starts at 11. It's in Pembroke Pines. It's on your way home. Can we send you?
To the Golden Oldies.
Yes, come on.
Okay, no. First of all, if I'm being truthful, not a huge fan of the Golden Oldies.
What?
That's
Hold
not a
on,
good start.
hold on.
Greg.
Don't say that into a
Greg.
mic. Don't say that into
Hold
a
on.
mic.
No, this is an
Because
opportunity.
Greg, I care about you.
You can
No,
pull
this
rank.
is a chance here.
Wait, hang on. He can pull rank. Greg Cote doesn't need to audition.
Right.
All right. So don't knock the Golden Oldies because we can just bomb in and say, hey, Greg wants to perform one of these days.
And that's it?
And they'll make it happen.
No, this is even more disrespectful that Greg's too good for the Golden Oldies.
gotta respect
You
the
have to
tryout.
audition
I didn't
like
say
everyone
that.
else.
Yeah.
That's
Respect
what
the
Mike
tryout.
said.
I'm saying he's too busy.
I don't like the idea.
It's got a big deadline.
I don't
They don't
like the
even know that
idea
it's a
of
keeper
putting
deadline.
old people just
got
because they're
extended.
old.
I mean,
And laughing
it's
at the elderly.
exploitative.
Yeah, I'm with Greg. You don't like to just put them out there to perform for people to laugh at.
They're on
No,
display.
Exactly. They're
not-
human beings.
But they're
No,
good
no.
dancers,
Aren't they
aren't they?
cute?
I mean,
Yeah.
Aren't they cute?
No, they're
No,
not.
no. They're incredible dancers,
I mean-
first of all. They're better than a lot of young people dancing. Let's throw that
better
out
than
there.
me. That's for sure.
They go for cheap pops.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No.
Yeah, you think it's one thing, and then they rip off their pants and they start twerking their
It
asses.
shocks me every time. I'm like, oh, another outfit.
I know that's
Greg,
weird.
you
a
could
little
change
one
them
note.
from within.
Yeah, drain the swamp, Greg.
Look,
I'm going to go see if we have the video ability to do
No,
this
I-
today. I don't care what my dad says.
no. Greg, from a content standpoint alone, like I get Rose, get Mike Puente, somebody out here with a camera just to watch you go through this audition. I think we could get some good stuff out of here. And I think you're underselling your dancing capabilities.
I think they're trying to make you the golden oldie of the golden oldies, if we're going to be perfectly honest. I think they want to send you out there to a bunch of people who are dancing and then look at you specifically and say, oh, isn't Greg cute?
No, yeah, I'm the kind of guy who would tank the audition.
Really?
We know how
the
it's
less-
not make the team?
You actually think that I'm going to be a season-long Golden Oldies.
Why not?
That's a great bit that we just gave you a new job.
Showing up at 41 games to dance.
I don't think they're at all of them.
There's a great setup. You start dancing to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. The fans are appreciating it. This is nice. This is pleasant. Boom. Music changes. Boom, boom, boom. Get it, shake, shake. Yeah. And you start twerking your little ass.
Yeah.
Is this like the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, though, where they don't pay you well?
I have no
Absolutely.
idea. Perform?
Ladies and gentlemen, anybody who performs regularly at an NBA, NFL, MLB, or NHL game, they get paid shit. It's like $50 a game or something like that.
They don't do it for the money.
You do it
They
because
get to go to the game.
Free
Greg,
tickets.
wouldn't you love to go to the game?
I'm just imagining Tim Reynolds writing his column and looking up like, oh, the Golden. Is that? What the hell's Greg doing down there?
I'm glad you went down this path because that's where my brain has been kicking around. Everyone's like, Greg, you should go. We should get some good content. You should go. What if he makes the team? What if he?
I think he'd make the team.
What if he's a great dancer?
I think he'd be the captain.
What if we're robbing people of your gift?
Get the C on
I just got the thumbs up from Carl. We are doing this. You're leaving after this segment.
So, Greg, if this helps at all, Greg, they only perform 10 games per season.
There you go.
That's about 9 too many for me.
Does Greg have any sort of choice in the matter? Greg?
I don't want to do it.
You can leave here early, head home, but just stop at this place on the way there.
What if they dance to Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah.
Does that change the
Lovely
attitude
Cruise?
at all?
I'm a bad dancer to any song.
Chris,
any tempos.
I feel like this is a good opportunity to talk to, some of your, fellow dancers here about Fred Astaire and the like, where you don't necessarily have those connection points here.
Sure.
It's like a real life back in my day. You get to have that conversation. Everyone else is just a chorus of yeses, and I remember that as well.
This was a real failure from the commissioner because he could have leveraged this to get Greg the keeper rule pass.
Oh, that would have been.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would have done it.
Instead, he was actively against me.
So you're in? Come on, content first.
Quite the opposite.
We'll put a clip out for the Greg Cote Show Twitter,
Dan's out
too.
of town, so Amin is in charge. Amin, is Greg going to this thing or not?
I'm telling you right now, I don't give a shit what's happening out there, what they're cutting up, what sueys they get coming up later. I need people to accompany him to that tryout. Do we have? Will
the Heat allow cameras there? Are we just going to do this?
Absolutely.
And hope that...
I'll make the call. I'll call Spo right now.
But Greg doesn't want to do it.
Spo's the one to call. That's
I'll call the one that gave us the list of centers that are better than Bam, whoever that was.
If Pat Riley is judging it, I'll be there. How's that?
Many people don't know that this is actually Spo's call. It falls under his responsibilities as head coach.
I think Pat is trying out.
Is Andy Ellisberg giving him a scouting report?
There's a budget, and look, you can use this. You're a marquee name.
Greg, you should leverage this situation because, football season's right around the corner. I don't know your situation with the bucket of death. I'm sure you have outstanding penalties still. If not, you have some coming up. Maybe you say, you know what? I'll go do this in exchange for nullifying 2 losses this season. This is a payoff.
Hey, Billy, I've got an even better way of doing this. Greg, you know how, as Mike described, they start out wearing one thing and then the music switches, they take the clothes off, and then they start doing a different dance or whatever. You can have a T-shirt underneath that says The Greg Cote Show. With Greg Cote.
Wow.
And so then when you open your shirt, everyone else has like a Golden Oldies shirt. You've got one that's self-promoting. You get followers and listeners and subscriptions and likes and downloads immediately.
Yeah, if I made the team, I would insist on that as a point, as a rider in my contract.
When you make the team. Chris, do we have...
This is awesome, so this is happening.
Do we have details of what's expected?
What's involved?
Yeah.
How long do I have to be
Does he just go and dance? And
auditions start at noon. Registration starts at 11. The auditions start at noon. Required attire: a red, black, or white outfit. Dance or athletic. You have dance shoes on.
I have a black outfit.
Okay.
And
check.
He's got
athletic shoes, dance
What's
shoes.
on your shirt, Greg? What is that?
It's a group I like, Toots and the Maytals.
You can talk about that.
Toots Thielman's saxophone.
I'll dance.
the other people
54
trying out.
46 was my number.
It says dance or athletic shoes with non-slip, non-marking soles.
All I have is my deck shoes.
All right. Well, we'll just roll the dice there.
All right.
Okay. I'm
no
not,
mark.
you
That's
know.
Can you do a
marking.
kick? Can you do like a kick line, Greg?
Ooh,
Maybe
great
to warm
question.
up?
Conga line?
I can kick.
Deck shoes are
Rockets?
specifically designed to not mark.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're deck shoes.
Oh, wow, what they do. We require 6 Golden Oldies minimum to be booked for all appearances, but you may book as many as 20.
Wow.
They can perform 2 routines maximum per hour. Golden Oldies will interact and enthuse your guests.
Yeah.
Golden Oldies will sign autographs and take photos with your guests.
Greg, that's right up your
wheelhouse, man.
Come on, man.
Hold on a
You've been
second.
waiting for this your entire life.
Wait, so this isn't even for the games? This is for like just appearances?
No, I think this is for the games, but this is just the guidelines, and they're just like looking out for them.
I think this is a side hustle. I think you could have the Golden Oldies out to like a birthday party.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. Like, it's mostly games, but there can be other
appearances.
Greg, you show up to this thing. Mike is right. You show up, okay? It starts at 12, but you're done at 12:05. You just show up and tell them you want to be on the team. You're on the team.
Can I get a private audition so I don't have to audition before?
We'll
other
send you
oldies?
there, and we'll send Jeremy to. Is Jeremy here? I'll call Jeremy. I'll get Jeremy to go with you. He's in on those with those Heat people.
Yeah, he knows the Heat.
And we'll figure it out.
This sounds like something Jeremy would love, by the way.
Yeah.
You should just dress him up like an old person.
He would do it because he's theatrical. He loves to dance.
But we'll send him with you, and he'll be your handler.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What are your self-care non-negotiables? The things you know make you feel better, even when it's impossible to make time for them. Like that workout you try to squeeze in between kids' activities, work, and everything else you have going on, and before you know it, it gets pushed to tomorrow. Sound familiar? But it's the moments when you feel like you have no time for yourself, when those non-negotiables are more important than ever. Those are the things that keep you strong, healthy, motivated, and prepared to take on everything life demands of you. So why not make therapy one of them? BetterHelp Online Therapy makes it easy to get started with affordable phone, video, or live chat sessions you can do from anywhere. And the option to message your therapist between sessions if anything comes up. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com.